The French Revolution of 1789 was a pivotal moment in world history, marked by the dismantling of the Ancien Regime and the emergence of democratic ideals. Two critical events that laid the groundwork for this transformation were the convocation of the Estates General and the subsequent tennis court oath. These moments not only symbolized the burgeoning desire for reform, but also represented the shift in power dynamics between the monarchy and the French people. This essay delves into these events, exploring their origins, implications, and lasting significance. Background: the Ancien Regime and the financial crisis. In the late 18th century, France was an absolute monarchy under King Louis XVI, characterized by a rigid social hierarchy known as the Ancien Regime. French society was divided into three estates. 1. The First Estate, the clergy, which enjoyed privileges such as exemption from taxes and significant influence over social and political matters. 2. The Second Estate, the nobility, who also benefited from tax exemptions and occupied high-ranking positions in government and the military. 3. The Third Estate, comprising the vast majority of the population, including peasants, urban workers, and the bourgeoisie middle class. This estate bore the brunt of taxation and faced widespread poverty and inequality. By the 1780s, France was in a dire financial crisis. Years of costly wars, including involvement in the American Revolutionary War, had drained the royal treasury. Additionally, the extravagant spending of the monarchy further exacerbated the situation. Attempts at reform, such as the imposition of new taxes, were met with resistance from the privileged estates, leading to political deadlock. Recognizing the gravity of the crisis, Louis XVI reluctantly convened the Estates General in 1789. This assembly, which had not been called since 1614, was meant to address the kingdom's financial woes and propose solutions. However, it soon became a platform for broader discussions about governance and the rights of the people. The Estates General, a platform for change. The Estates General opened on May 5, 1789, in Versailles. Each estate presented a list of grievances, or cahiers de doléances, reflecting their demands and expectations. While the First and Second Estates focused on maintaining their privileges, the Third Estate sought profound reforms, including fairer taxation, equality before the law, and the establishment of a constitutional monarchy. A key issue arose regarding the voting system. Traditionally, each estate had one vote, meaning the First and Second Estates could outvote the Third, despite representing only a small fraction of the population. The Third Estate, which represented the majority of the population, demanded voting by head to ensure fair representation. When their demands were ignored, tensions escalated. On June 17, 1789, the Third Estate took a bold step by declaring itself the National Assembly, claiming the right to represent the entire French nation. This act signaled a direct challenge to the authority of the king and the traditional structure of the Estates General. The Tennis Court Oath, a declaration of unity and resolve. The situation reached a critical point on June 20, 1789, when members of the National Assembly arrived at their usual meeting hall, only to find it locked and guarded. This move, likely ordered by the king, was perceived as an attempt to suppress their activities. Undeterred, the deputies reconvened at a nearby indoor tennis court, known as the Jeu de Paume. It was here that they took the historic tennis court oath, Serment du Jeu de Paume. Led by figures like Jean-Sylvain Bailly and Emmanuel-Joseph Sieyès, the deputies pledged not to separate and to reassemble wherever circumstances require until the constitution of the kingdom is established. This vow demonstrated their commitment to drafting a new constitution and marked a decisive break from royal authority. The tennis court oath was significant for several reasons. 1. Unity across divisions. Despite differences in background and ideology, the deputies of the Third Estate, along with some reform-minded members of the First and Second Estates, united around a common cause. 2. Challenge to absolutism. The oath represented a direct challenge to the divine right of kings and the absolutist system, asserting the sovereignty of the people. 3. Inspiration for revolution. The event galvanized popular support for the National Assembly and inspired further revolutionary actions across France. The aftermath. Toward revolution. The tennis court oath set off a chain reaction of events that accelerated the collapse of the Ancien regime. In response to the growing unrest, Louis XVI attempted to placate the National Assembly by ordering the First and Second Estates to join their deliberations. However, the king simultaneously stationed troops around Paris and Versailles, heightening fears of a crackdown. The public, already agitated by economic hardships and high bread prices, rallied behind the National Assembly. On July 14, 1789, the storming of the Bastille symbolized the people's rejection of tyranny and their willingness to fight for their rights. This act of defiance is widely regarded as the beginning of the French Revolution. The National Assembly continued its work, ultimately adopting the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen in August 1789. This landmark document proclaimed the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity, laying the foundation for a new political order. Legacy of the Estates General and the Tennis Court Oath. The Estates General and the Tennis Court Oath were transformative moments in French history with profound implications for the broader revolutionary movement. They signaled the end of absolute monarchy and the emergence of popular sovereignty as a guiding principle of governance. 1. Birth of modern democracy. The assertion of the Third Estate's rights and the formation of the National Assembly set a precedent for democratic representation and constitutional government. 2. Inspiration for other movements. The events of 1789 inspired revolutionary movements across Europe and beyond, serving as a model for those seeking to challenge entrenched systems of power. The Tennis Court Oath became a powerful symbol of unity and resistance, immortalized in Jacques-Louis David's famous painting of the event. The Estates General and the Tennis Court Oath were more than just episodes in the lead-up to the French Revolution. They were catalysts that embodied the aspirations of a nation yearning for change. Through their courage and determination, the deputies of the Third Estate not only challenged the status quo, but also laid the groundwork for a new era of liberty and justice. These events remain enduring reminders of the power of collective action and the relentless pursuit of equality and human rights.